All right, guys, good morning. Welcome back. You know, there is nothing better than morning fresh coffee and some Italian tunes. Oh, yeah. All right, welcome back. And yes, something is broken in Linux Mint. I'm running the Mate desktop, and I'll show you here in a moment as I finish my coffee. Hope all of you are doing well. I'm sure I'll catch most of you later. If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you know when I do these random live shows here on the channel. Time for another sip of coffee. All right, so I'm going to show you here in a second, and maybe you can catch what's broken, those of you who watch this podcast later. But this has been going on for a while, and I've noticed Linux Mint doesn't quite feel the same anymore after doing the updates. And I'm like, oh, geez, not another Ubuntu, no more Ubuntus. Sorry. So I'm going to show you here in a moment. Now, maybe you can spot it, what's wrong with Linux Mint. I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who watch this, but give me a second here. I'm going to switch screens, and maybe you can spot what's wrong. It's nothing big or nothing that that's annoying, but it is broken. It's kind of disappointing because I consider Linux Mint one of the top Linux-based systems that can compete right up there with your Chromebooks of the world and Windows and MacBooks. Now, full disclosure, I don't currently own a MacBook. I've been thinking about it for years, but I'm guessing MacBooks work, right? Of course they do. Why would people spend $2,000 for a machine? All right, so let me look at the stream. All right, excellent connection. Hopefully it'll stay that way. So I'm gonna transition here. Hopefully you guys can see this and the stream is not sputtering. Again, Linux Mint doesn't quite feel the same, but all right, so I'm on the desktop here. Now, can you spot what's wrong with this? Now, if you're on your phone or a tablet, you may not be able to see what's wrong here on the desktop. Obviously, the wallpaper, some shortcuts, computer shortcut today, Tough Today's Home. I do have a DVD in there, mounted volume, Shotcut. I think this is the app image from Shotcut, I think. Anyway, can you see what's wrong? I'll give you a hint. The problem is up in the panel. Okay, if you don't see it, all right, so we have, of course, the start menu, the shortcuts here to the left, some space, OBS Studio. I got my dad's music playing, Brave live streaming. Can you spot it here by the icons on the right? What's wrong? And this has been going on for a while, and I'm kind of disappointed. Yeah, look at the right icons here. Those of you watching this, tell me what's wrong with this. I'll give you guys another minute here. It's part of the applets. You know, when you can right-click, add to panel. Those of you who run Linux Mint. And they've had this for years, never had a problem until now. Can you spot the problem? Well, the problem is weather. It's not giving me, it's stuck on updating. It's not giving me a quick info on the temperature. If I click that, current conditions is nothing. Click update. And I tried different cities. I'm close to Pittsburgh. Now, if I click forecast, it should work, or at least it was working. Okay, well now it's broken again. Oh, there we go. Okay. Like I said, it's running. It's not running. Mint doesn't quite feel right, and I don't know. But here's the forecast, and by the way, it's going to be around 60 in Ohio in January. That's not good. I'm not complaining that much, but that's not good. But current conditions does not work. Forecast works, if a little slow. But the current conditions has stopped working for a while, and I don't know why. It's kind of annoying. I don't think it's broken anything in the system, at least not yet. So if I close this out, again, normally I would have instant weather temperature right here, but it is stuck on updating. Yes, and this is multiple updates, and this is on 2 machines, so it's not specific to this dual core machine out there. Well, let me install this on a quad core. Well, obviously it doesn't make any difference. If there's something wrong with Linux, with the system, it's not going to matter what machine. But I have confirmed this little problem on 2 machines. It is kind of annoying. I don't know. I know some of you use Linux Mint. And I've always liked the Mate desktop because I like the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. It just works. I don't customize that much, which is why I like Chromebooks. So that's my little itty bitty problem. The weather applet no longer works. Everything else seems to be okay. Yeah. So let me see if anybody's in the stream. See what's going on here. Hi, Steve. He says, funny, I'm on Linux Mint right now. Is yours broken too? Run with the Dolphin is in. Good morning. He says, I feel a URL has changed, but for the future in Ohio, it will be, yeah, thanks. It will be gray, rain, snow, warm, cold. It will be gray. Thank you, sir. Really. Turn on the sun lamps. Yes. I had somebody joke, well, come on, Toss, if you want to know what the temperature is, just going to look out the window. Yeah, fine. Let me just stop my stream. Let me go walk outside, look out the window, and then come back in 2024. Thanks, Linux. But you're right. Not too far from the truth. It's got to be hot, cold, snow, rain. It is screwed up here in Ohio. Anyway. Hi, Stephen. How are you? Anyway, just a little rant, nothing major. And you know what kind of irks me is I see a lot of blogs with and you've seen them, the top, yeah, Dolphin's laughing, yeah. Actually, the weather today is going to be very, very crappy. That's why you are correct, Dolphin. But just a little rant because I keep seeing blogs with the top 10 Linux distributions. And Chrome OS is nowhere to be found. They're not showing respect to the Chrome OS Godfather family. It kind of irks me. How can you have a top 10 Linux distro or top anything and not include a Chromebook or Chrome OS? I'm sorry, but it's bullshit. There, I just said it. You know. Putting that aside, yeah, it doesn't work. Now, am I going to stop using Linux Mint? No, unless the system could, you know, like I said, it doesn't quite feel right. But if it continues to get worse, I may have to try something else, you know. Anyway, that's where we're at with this little rant. But yes, Linux Mint is broken. A little piece, at least in the Mate version. I don't use Cinnamon or Debian. I did test the XFCE version. And it appears to work. Yeah. Steve asked, what weather data service did you set up? I don't think it gives an option, Steve. You just right-click Add the applet, search for the city, and it's automatic, Steve, which is why I like Mint's applets. It just does it automatically. I have no idea what data service they are using because I don't think it gives me a choice. Shadow 1028 switched back to Arch. Got sick and tired of having to build things that are in the Arch repos. I'm a little confused. You don't like the Arch repos, but you're using Arch. Shadow, I'm a little confused. I'm sorry about that. Oh, Steve, so it does work? Okay. Um, Bring up the applet and click on the gear in the weather app. All right, give me a second here. I will try that. I think what I'll do is first I'll remove it. Let me try that. All right, give me a second here and we'll see what we got. Okay, I got the weather applet back on the panel. Okay. I'm not seeing the gear. I know what you mean, but unless I'm doing something wrong, like I said, I've never had to fix this before. Is it under preferences? I don't see no gear. I see general and location. I do not see a gear, Steve. Yeah. Okay, let me remove it and let me try it again. Change it to US weather source. Okay, I'm trying to split screen to look at your comments and do this. So let me go add to panel. Let's see here. Yeah, for me it's always been automatic. So right click on weather and click configure. Yeah, I am, Steve. It's just not bringing it up. Let me try it again. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, I right click on it, Steve. On the icon in the panel, right click. It does not. There's nothing for configure. Yeah, I don't know. Mine says details, update, preferences, help, about, remove, move, and lock the panel. Those are my options. Right clicking on the weather applet. Just to make sure we're on the same page, you are on the Mate desktop, right? Oh, Steve, you were not on the Mate desktop. Okay. Yeah, Dolphin says, at least you have a forecast, so I guess tomorrow is still coming. But a bump bump. Psh, welcome to another News and Nonsense featuring Run with the Dolphin. Yeah. Thank you, Steve. That really helps. Yes. He says, that's my issue. I'm on the Mate desktop. Well, it is Linux Mint. I mean, don't we like Linux Mint? You know, I should just scrap all Linux except for Chromebooks. Because Chromebooks, I haven't had to fix a damn thing. Never, ever, period. And just say, I'm done with Linux except Chromebooks, you know? But then where would the fun be? Because if nothing ever breaks in Linux, there's no fun, right? Anyway, hi Steve, how are you? Which Linux Mint desktop are you on, Steve? How appropriate. I don't know if you can tell in the background, my dad's song, the Oh Hey I'm Screwed song, is playing as I'm talking about this. Anyway. Yes, Dolphin, tomorrow, yes, the forecast is tomorrow is still coming. As far as I know. Morning coffee. Steven is using Linux Mint 21.3 Cinnamon. Okay. Is that Nemo popped in? When I ran it, I had to right click the menu applet. Oh. I don't really, I haven't had to mess with right clicking on the menu applet that much. And you're on the Mate version, right, Nemo? Okay. So this is why I love the Linux world. You guys, you always try to help. You know, I haven't had too many problems, but you guys have suggestions, and thank you for all your suggestions, by the way. Oh, you're using Mint OBS streams to Twitch. Okay. So Steve, are you using what, the XFCE version, I'm assuming? You're on Cinnamon, Steve? Okay. Email, you have an Acer. Okay. I actually have an older Acer Chromebook with just 2 gigs of RAM, and that sucker still works. And I can still use that to stream. A little bit sluggish, but yeah, I kept it because it has the 2 top firing speakers on the Acer, and it plays like a boombox. With the newer ones, they put the speakers at the bottom of the laptop, and I'm like, who has their ears near their cannolis? I mean, this makes no sense to me. I mean, I'm gonna try to be funny. It's just speakers should be at the top, not at the bottom, right? Am I right or wrong? It's just a thought. Oh yeah, Steven has class. You're using a Lenovo laptop. Oh yeah, those things are rock solid, and they play with Linux quite nicely. So, anyway, let me try to reload the plugins here in the menu, see if that fixes anything. Nope. I don't know. Just not in the mood for this. To be quite honest, I just want it to work like it always has. Anyway. Yeah, I know that you like Pop! OS, Steve, and I'm looking for their new desktop to come out. Is it this summer? Something like that. And I'm also curious about Ubuntu's latest immutable system for the masses coming out. They should give a shout out to Chromebooks for their immutable systems, right? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not getting the weather thing fixed here, but that's okay. That's all right. Just a little aggravation that I have to live with. Which Mint? I'm running, it's not the latest one. I think Linux Mint just released a brand new one. It's the version right before the latest one, so yeah. I suppose I could, because Linux Mint has a new upgrade tool. I suppose I could upgrade to the newest version, but I generally don't like to do that unless there's something really broken with the system. You ever try using Weather app inside the software manager, Stephen? I have not. I know there are other choices for weather app, weather applications, weather, but I've always liked the one that's built in because it's simple. It integrates very nicely into the panel. It's fast. I don't have to tinker with it. But yeah, I mean, there are other weather apps inside the software manager. Absolutely. Um, but I like to keep it simple. So, um, hello, Linux aficionado. You like LMDE6? Okay. Is the best thing next to MX Linux. Cinnamon Desktop is fantastic. Okay. I have tested Cinnamon Desktop. Um, I don't think Cinnamon is designed for older machines. I did install it on this and it ran sluggish. That's why I don't use Cinnamon anymore. But it did look pretty good. Try using the one that's 5.0 Weather one. Okay, I might try it later. But again, I've always liked Mate because everything was built in terms of the applets that I like to use, and good to go, as I would call click and go. Is anybody here using plain Jane Ubuntu? Or have you stopped using it? I don't use Ubuntu anymore. And has anybody tried, what is it, BlendOS? That's an interesting distribution. Um, Ubuntu Mate was the last one that you tried, Nima? Okay. All right. Very good. All right. I need to get a quick refill of coffee. I'll be back. Just give me a minute. It's nice to have some people here in the chat for this. What is today? Friday morning. Let me grab a quick refill. I have my Keurig machine just here in the garage. Give me a minute. And I'll be right back. If there is anybody new watching, by the way, as I always state, if you would like to say hello for the first time or a question, please do. I'll be back. All right. Sorry for the delay. I'm back. Just a quick refill of coffee. Dennis is in the house. Buenos dias. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I did. I ran the Linux Mint's the new update manager. It seemed to work pretty good. But once again, I generally don't update the whole system unless I have to, because I'm always fearful something's going to not work right, break, and all that stuff. But anyway, this is something I could probably live with. All right, got my fresh coffee. And yeah, if I decide to upgrade Linux Mint running the update manager, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, the YouTube Studio is giving me an error. I'm not sure what's going on. OBS looks good in the green, so I'm not sure what's going on with the YouTube stream. I'm hoping you guys can still hear me. Kelly, how are you? Good morning. Anyway. And then when you look at DistroWatch, a high number of those are based off Ubuntu or Debian, right? This morning I was actually looking at window shopping, as it were, and used MacBooks. I've never had a MacBook. Was thinking about it. I've had requests in the past to take a look at MacBooks. In fact, one person said, "Don't forget us MacBook users." I have not. Never really had the need for one, but I think it would be cool to have one and say, "Hey, my first MacBook." Ooh. You know? It's like my first Lexus. Ooh, you know. Anyway. So what's new, Kelly? How's things with you? Yeah, I may wind up just upgrading to the latest Linux Mint to see if that'll solve the issue. Don't know if I'll do it today, but anyway. Stephen, you have the Mac Mini. Okay. The Mac Mini. That's that little square box that looks like a big slice of pizza, right? I think. Kelly says just working too much, missing the live streams. Yeah, I think you mentioned what you do, and that does keep you busy. Well, I'm glad you're here. Kelly, I try to do these live shows at different times because I know, life gets in the way and all that stuff. So I had some time this morning, but I'm glad you're here. One of these weekends we'll get together on a private chat. But yeah, glad you're here. And I think, Kelly, you have a Chromebook, or have used the Chromebook, if I recall. Hello, CFWW. Good morning to you. All right. So the Mac Mini works great for college online. Okay. Very good. You have a 2009 white MacBook. That still runs for $100, running Linux Mint. Okay, yeah, I was looking at if I was gonna buy my first MacBook to test, I probably wouldn't get something that. I'm looking at what's it called, the MacBook Air, something like, I don't know, something for less than $500 if I was gonna do a fair test on a MacBook, something that still is able to upgrade Mac OS. But yeah. Oh, you have 4 Chromebooks, Kelly. I did not know that. Well, that beats me. I only have 2. Aren't Chromebooks fantastic? I mean, seriously, in running these things for years now, I've never had to fix anything. Nothing is ever broken. Updates don't break anything. They really are a global Linux standard. They truly are. And I think they're just like underappreciated masterpieces, in my opinion. I know they're not for everyone. That's fair. But man, they just work. Fast, they work. Even when they're outdated, they work. You know, within reason, of course. But they just work. So, yeah, see if you like MX Linux. I have tested that in the past. And it's good. All right, so you have 2 older, 2 newer Chromebooks, Kelly. Okay. Yeah, I have an older Acer and then a newer, I think it's called the Lenovo Yoga. It's the 2-in-1 where you can flip the screen, it turns into a humongous tablet, which is kind of silly, but anyway. Steven says Chromebooks are good for Facebook games. Okay, all right. I don't game on mine, but hey, whatever works, right? Yeah, Chromebooks kind of, I think at least they took me somewhat by surprise when we were, stuck in the pandemic. They outsold MacBooks. Was not expecting that. Then just last year, you guys might recall, Google announced any Chromebook that's a year or 2 old will automatically get 10 years of updates. That's not bad. Yeah, Kelly says, you know me and my computer collection. Yes, I do remember the screenshot. Yes, I do. Yeah. I don't know what my next PC is going to be, but either something like a Ryzen 7 or Ryzen 9. When I can do it, I had to replace the power steering pump in my son's car. He calls me up, Dad, I can't steer the car. I said, what? He says, well, the steering is really hard. I can turn, but right away was the power steering pump. Anyway, I'm going to get that fixed. Hopefully today or maybe Monday. Not cheap. Well, nothing is cheap anymore. It seems like ever since post-pandemic, everything seems too high. Or is it just me? It's nuts. Anyway. All right, Dolphin says, posted a link to the Mint forums, but they fixed the web app issue. Assuming the link post is visible. I'll have to go back and look, Dolphin. I don't think I saw a link. Maybe try posting it again if you can. Anyway. Downloaded and tried it on the Mint 21.3, Mate, and it seems to work. Okay. Yes, CFW. Chromebooks are very, very secure. They have multiple layers of security, not to be confused with privacy, but they do. I've challenged you guys or anyone who uses Chromebooks. Have you been hit with ransomware or malware on a Chromebook? So far, zero replies. But yes, they are very secure. amazing. In fact, some companies have switched from Windows to Chromebooks because they were hit with ransomware. Why not? You know, I wish we had official OBS Studio and Kdenlive apps or similar for the Chromebook. I haven't seen any yet, and that's the reason why I don't use Chromebooks all the time. But that's what's been holding me back. These newer Chromebooks are certainly capable of live streaming and video editing, but the software hasn't caught up yet. There are many, I've seen many videos how to install OBS Studio on a Chromebook. Well, installing is not the same as working. You might be able to install it, but it won't work. So, do people test these things when they do videos like this? It's just a thought, but anyway. But yes, Chromebooks are extremely secure. Probably the most secure combination of hardware and software out there, if I had to guess. Kelly asks, does anyone else run into snags with HP Instant Ink printers with Chromebooks, or is it just me? I don't print on my Chrome. In fact, I do very little printing. Yeah, I was actually a couple days ago, I had to print something out. I bought a Canon printer, you know, all in one, and I actually ran into an issue with Linux Mint again. I could not for the life of me get it to print on Linux Mint. So I booted into Windows and I had to update the software, and it printed fine. So yeah, I don't really print that much, Kelly, so that I don't know. I'm sure there's something on the Chromebook help topics for that, I'm sure, but I don't really print that much. Yes, ink for a printer can be very expensive. That's why over the years I've started a collection of printers. I should start a printer museum. It was a choice of either spending $40 for ink or $50 for a new printer. Well, to me that's a no-brainer. I'm going to buy the printer. I've tried the what's it called, a refurb print, or not the refurb, but the used, you know, refill ink, or refurbished or renewed ink cartridges. They don't seem to last as long. They are cheaper, but they don't seem to last as long. So again, I don't really print that much to start with. Yeah, this new Canon, I forget the model number, 35 something, 3500 something. It was priced right. It works. It's simple, and that's all that I need. So yeah. Ah, all right. You print a lot, Kelly. You subscribe to HP Instant Ink all in one. for $2.99 a month, and then resort automatically when it gets. Okay, well, I could see that. Yeah, something like that, sure, and that's fair and convenient. Is anybody else, by the way, curious about the new Ubuntu Immutable coming out here? I would imagine the beta should be released here in about a month or so. I am. I'm very curious. By the way, did you guys happen to see a news blog about a plane flight? And this is true, by the way, and it's like multiple different crazy things going on planes nowadays. But and this is true. I should have saved this for news and nonsense, but this is real. Um, a pilot had to turn a plane around. Now search it. A pilot. This is real. A pilot had to turn a plane around because a passenger had excessive farting. This is not a joke. This is real. Search the news blog. Plane farting. The pilot. I mean, what's a pilot gonna say? This is your captain speaking. Folks, we need to turn around because we have a serious fart attack. I mean, so we got doors blowing off planes in flight because of low maintenance. We got passengers eating, I don't know, too much Taco Bell. I think the world has gone bonkers, man. Ah, boy. Too much information. Well, that was a news blog, so there you go. A fair bit of warning if you go on a flight, all right? Yeah. I haven't been on a plane in a while since the pandemic, and I don't know what to expect anymore. I really don't. Maybe I should be dressed in a hazmat suit, right? Just to be safe. I think I mentioned before that the local Walmart, and this is not a high-tech town, by the way. This is Steubenville, Ohio, where Dean Martin was born. Yeah, everybody loves somebody sometime. When the moon hits your eye like a big that's Dean Martin, okay? The local Walmart, I stopped back in the TV section, electronics. They have for sale 8 different Chromebooks. Not one, that I counted 8 of them. Now I didn't memorize all the model numbers. I think that's wonderful. Now I'm sure if I ask somebody there, tell me something about the Chromebook, the reply might be, but that's okay. I was just browsing, but I think that's great. And they had all different prices, $200 and up. I think that's wonderful. Linux has arrived when you can walk into a Walmart and buy 8 different versions of a Chromebook, right? Oh, CF, you have not flown since 91. No kidding. Okay, all right. Yes, you are safe. Well, next time I'm going on a flight, I'm bringing my Chromebook because I'll be secure. Sorry, bad joke. You've got a new Chromebook from Walmart 2 weeks ago for $130, 64 GB hard drive, 4 gigs of RAM, Kelly. Oh, that's actually a good deal. Which one is that? Okay, yeah, all right, make the smaller, the 11.6-inch Samsung. Okay, cool. All right, what time is it? It's 10 to 11. All right, I'll stick around for another 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up at 11 o'clock local time. I can start my day. So, did your Walmart have like 8 different choices too? I'm curious if this is a company-wide thing or just here locally to have 8 different Chromebooks for sale. Yes, they did. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, give me 1 sec. I think I need to check my phone messages real quick. Don't go away. I'll be right back. All right. CF says you like all your Chromebooks. You have a lot, mostly refurbs. Okay. And you love your 17-inch Acer. Cool. Yeah. It's funny. I was just checking messages. Somebody, YouTube messages. Somebody says they only have 4 extensions on their Chromebook. Well, the less extensions you have on a Chromebook, I believe the faster it will perform. At least for what I've seen. So yeah. So I guess there's a new Firefox deb package. I did read where Firefox usage has dropped off quite a bit. I use Brave usually. Yes, says, but the 17-inch is heavy. Yeah. Yeah, obviously, larger you go, the heavier it's going to be. That's true. Around the house, it's fine. Yeah. And when you go into heavier hardware, yeah, that's the downfall. I'm reading FlatHub now has over 1 million active Flatpak app users. Okay, that's a lot. This is from 9 to 5 Linux. I use a few of those. So the latest MX Linux is called Libretto. Am I reading that right? Libretto. Okay. So Kelly, you like the 11.6 inch because it has a metal body. Aha. Really, a metal body, huh? It is light. Okay. All right. Use it in the kitchen doing cooking and video recipes. All right, cool. So yeah, if you like all Acer, Shadow says prediction. Linux Mint will release to Debian due to packages being removed from the repos due to Snap. Well, they make one Debian edition. I generally try to avoid all Flatpaks and Snaps because they are unpredictable. Generally, not all the time. That's right, CF. The speakers are on top on your, yeah, and they sound great for a laptop. Yes, absolutely. They should all be on top, not at the. Why would anybody want to put speakers at the bottom of a laptop? It makes no sense to me. Anyway. All right, so we got a few minutes left. I'm going to wrap this up. Any last comments or anything? News items, comments, suggestions, and we'll wrap this up for this morning. Thank you, all of you, for stopping by. This was fun. Yes, Kelly, they can. Yeah, the Flatpaks and Snaps can really eat up hard drive space. That is true. But when they work great. But generally speaking, I try to avoid all of them when I can. Sometimes I can't. I had to install a Flatpak of something because something didn't quite work right. I forget what it was. Maybe it was VLC. I can't remember. But sometimes I need them, and yeah, they do eat up space. All right. I'm going to wrap this up for this one. And thank all of you for stopping by as usual. This was fun. Glad I caught a few of you at least to stop by. If you live here in the States where it's unusually warm in January, enjoy the weather because it won't last. This is crazy, and gives me a chance to, get the salt off the car. And of course, when you wash your car in a heated garage, all the salt drops to the floor of the garage, and then you have to clean the garage. So it's like doing double cleaning. I should just go to this new heated car wash. Yeah, it's a heated car wash drive-through, and they spray, including the undercarriage. But I think it's like 25 bucks for a car wash. Is it worth it? I suppose, since to get all the salt and crap off your car and it's heated, I suppose it's worth it, but it's not something I would do every day or every week. Maybe once a month for a heated car wash for 25 bucks. I don't know. Anyway, let's see, anything else I have? No, I think that's it. All right, guys, I'm going to end the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. This was fun. Thank you for your suggestions. Thanks for the weather applet suggestions in Linux Mint. Of all of things to break, a freaking weather applet. Anyway, it is what it is. All right. That's all I have for this one. Kelly, CF, Steve, everybody else who popped in. Dolphin, thank you so much. And yeah, I'll catch you sometime on the next one. I may go live. I may do something live a Sunday evening since I am off Monday. So, Steve, thank you for all of your coffee Sunday chats. And yeah, that's it. Arrivederci. Ciao.